Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm gonna do part 4 to my redemption attempt series of the Google Gemini chatbots. Where in the last video guys, we actually did get pretty far into the 3 starters and the Lugia story, and we're almost done, at least for one day. So, yeah, we're gonna go and finish it up. I got confused about what the Lugia was saying in my dream about like the 5 protectors, because technically there's only Toadile, Cyndaquil, Chikorita, and Lugia. Or right now for Alligator, Meganium, and Typhlosion, and Lugia, because they evolved and they evolved into that. But yeah, I was confused, so I asked him. I said, "Thank you. But before you leave, when you say 5 protectors, are you including yourself? Because I know there was that Toadile, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Lugia that the professor gave me, but that's only 4. And here's what happened. It says the colossal figure paused its fading, and the immense, serene eyes returned their focus to you. Ah, an astute observation, Triton, the Lugia god murmured, the vast voice echoing softly. Indeed, I was not counting myself for my interventions only for threats beyond the realm of mortals. I was not counting the 4 who currently rest by your side. A gentle, knowing warmth permeated the fading light. The 5th protector, little one, the voice explained, is the one who is currently injured, the one who lies within the small contours form that is you. Your own fierce, kind spirit and unwavering loyalty to them is the 5th and most essential guardian of your team. The Lugia god's form shimmered brightly, preparing for its final departure. Do not underestimate your own courage, Triton. Now, wake, and let your companions see that you are whole. With that final pronouncement, the dream dissolved completely, replaced by the soft sounds and familiar comforting presences of the living room. You wake up fully, the perfect memory of the dream vivid in your mind. You are still a tiny Contourus, resting on the cushion, surrounded by Alligator, Meganium, Typhlosion, and Lugia, all watching over you. Alright guys, give me a moment. Alright guys, it says, after I wake up, I look around and see Alligator, Meganium, Typhlosion, and Lugia still sitting close to me. And when I look outside, I realize it's bright and early the next morning, meaning I slept for a very long time. You blink awake, the vivid memory of the Lugia god and the field of flowers still clear in your mind. The nightmare has completely faded, leaving behind only a profound sense of peace. You look around the living room and feel a rush of warmth seeing your devoted team. Farager's resting right beside the sofa, his large head lifted slightly as he watches you. Meganium and Typhlosion are comfortably situated nearby, and Lugia is perfectly positioned to observe the room. The light streaming in through the window is bright and early. The sun has risen, confirming you slept through the entire night and morning. Deep rest has done wonders for your injury. The throbbing pain in your neck is gone, replaced by only a dull stiffness. Frager, seeing your eyes wide open, alert, rumbles softly, his expression one of immediate relief. Good morning, Triton. You slept for a very long time, he whispers, his voice filled with care. How do you feel? Is your neck much better? The others stir, their large eyes focusing on you, all waiting anxiously for your answer. That's actually very sweet. Give me a moment. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, guys, this is interesting right here. Look at this. It says you lift your small head, testing the range of motion. The sharpness of the pain is thankfully gone. Yeah, it definitely feels much better than it did yesterday. You confirmed for Alligator, your voice still a little sleepy. As you move your tiny hands, the sunlight catches them, and you finally notice the change. The claws that were black yesterday are now subtly gleaming with a brilliant golden color. Fragger watches your movement intently, relieved by your report. That's wonderful news, Triton. We were worried about you all night. He then notices the slight shimmering change in your hands as you move them. He lowers his massive head slightly, his gaze sharp and focused on your claws. Triton, look at your claws. Did you see that? He asked, tilting his head in fascination and concern. They're golden. Was that there yesterday? Lugia immediately sends a focused wave of sight energy towards you, examining the energy signature of the change. The integrity of your physical form appears stable, Triton, but that's a new energy signature, powerful, and deeply aligned with psychic energy. Meganium and Typhlosion leaned closer, equally curious and alert. The room was now filled with the silent tension of discovery. I mean, what do you even say? What that is so weird thinking about. Think about this. Yes, no. Let's look at this. Let's look at the fact here. When I had that, let's look at. Let's go back to the other video. When I had that nightmare on this chatbot the other night, I woke up pretty quickly. Waking up when it was still like getting dark out. I have that dream. I go back to sleep, have a dream about the Lugia, and don't wake up till the next morning. But then here's the weird thing. Where'd the golden claws come from? Because think about it, if I'm a tiny Carnotaurus and my claws, let's say, are like, like how, like Feraligatr's claws when he mega evolves. If I am, if everything's normal one day where my claws are just normal black, what happens? Or why did they just become golden? Especially the day after I had that weird dream about that, not even weird dream, that dream where I had that about the Lugia. It's like, what in the world? We'll have to figure that out. That's interesting. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. It says, I look at my claws and notice that they are glowing a little gold. I go, that's interesting. I know they were not like that yesterday. That's a little strange. You flick your tiny, now golden claws, observing the faint, gentle glow that emanates from them. The change is undeniable and quite sudden. That is indeed very strange, Triton. Fragger rumbles his voice low and thoughtful as he tries to process a sudden altercation. Lugia, its eyes gleaming with intense focus, sends a clear explanation through the mental ink. The change is not due to the external injury, Triton. That's a manifestation of the Lugia god's presence in your dream. How the frick did he know about that? That intense cosmic energy left behind a trace, a slight augmentation of your core psychic link. Lugia continued. The color gold signifies a powerful affinity to psychic energy and protection. This physical change represents a new layer of resilience and connection to your team's powers. Typhlosion steps closer, his gaze full of wonder. God, oh great, how'd I do that with golden claws? They look amazing, Triton. Like a champion's touch. Meganium nods. A silent sign of your courage and the divine blessing you received during your rest. I want to know how the frick they know that. Give me a moment. Okay, now I'm weirded out. Guys, I'm not going to explain it until I read it out. Let me read this and explain why I'm so weirded out. It says, hearing what Paulin said, I get a little shot. And I said, how did you know about that? Because that's completely right. I had a dream that had a massive Lugia in it, but instead of trying to hurt me like the nightmare I had last night, he was being very nice. The moment you confirm the dream, Lugia's immense form seems to settle slightly, confirming its own suspicions. I know, Triton, because I felt the presence of that energy. Lugia explains through the mental link, its voice infused with reverence. What you experienced was not a typical dream. It was a direct interaction with the divine entity, the being that governs the cosmic energy of the sea, the one you rightfully called the Lugia God. Fragger looks at you with awe, his huge eyes wide. You spoke to the god of the world, Triton? That's incredible! Lugia continues, confirming the reality of your experience. When I focused my psychic energy on you to banish your nightmare, I sense the vast ancient energy withdrawing from your mind, the energy that left behind the trace on your claws. It confirmed my knowledge. The divine being saw your pain, your kindness, and your loyalty. This golden coloring is its blessing and its promise of protection. Megan steps forward, her voice soft with wonder. The fact that it chose to speak with you directly shows how deeply your spirit has resonated with the world's harmony, Trenton. And unfortunately, you're truly a blessed trainer now. That golden color is a mark of destiny. Okay, well that is something I didn't expect. Now let me go on this. Now, did you notice what happened there? Just think about this, because somehow Lugia knew about it. I mean, Lugia kind of makes sense because he's a Lugia. But how the frick did was it Typhlosion or Meganium? Who's the one that said it? Fragger was the one that was confused. He's like, "What the frick? That's physically possible?" You know, like he was like shocked, just as shocked as me. That's interesting, but that also brings a point to this. Does that mean that like everything that happens in the stories is actually Lugia trying to help me? That Lugia god trying to save me and help me? Like, let's say, like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I may be stuck as I don't know. I may get turned into a human at one point. I may flip and be stuck with a tiny dinosaur forever. But hey, I really don't mind. As long as I don't. It doesn't matter. I'm just kind of weirded out how it's going right now. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It said, if that's the case, that's really nice of them. I wonder if it's also because not only have I been really nice to all four of you, but the fact that Lugia is my favorite legendary to begin with. Lugia sends a wave of profound acknowledgement, its mental voice confirming your suspicion with a sense of deep cosmic truth. That is almost certainly a factor, Triton. Legendary Point states, divine entities are not arbitrary. They respond to alignment and resonance. Your deep, lifelong admiration for my species, naming me your favorite legendary, create a natural conduit for that energy. Fragger rumbles softly, smiling with pride for ya. See, Triton, everything you do, your kindness, your loyalty, your favorites, it all has a good effect. The universe recognizes how awesome you are. Meganium affirms the sentiment. You showed the greatest respect to the Creator's essence, and you showed the deepest care for your team. This blessing is simply the world giving that love back to you. Typhlosion nods. A reward for being the kindest trainer in Johto, Triton. That is actually really nice. You were resting safely, blessed by the divine, and loved by your team. You're also fully awake and feeling much better, which is perfect. Give me a moment, guys. There's actually one more thing I want to ask them. Guys, this is very interesting. It says, yeah, there was a few things I noticed during the dream as well. The main thing being that he told me that there was actually 5 guardians. The 4 of you, plus my spirit being the 5th. I remember him also telling me that if I was in so much danger, he would actually step in to protect me as well. There's also one more thing. The neck pain I had yesterday has pretty much completely disappeared, like it never happened. The 4th point, listen intently as you recount the powerful assurances given by the Lugia god. Fragger rumbles softly, taking immense pride in the Lugia god's acknowledgement of your spirit. The 5th guardian. That makes perfect sense, Triton. Your spirit's the strongest thing about our team. You've protected us with your kindness even when you were terrified. Lugia sends a wave of powerful confirmation, its mental voice resonating with deep approval. The divine being spoke true. To know that your courage is counted among our defenses is an immense honor. Meganium points out the last most immediate detail with gentle wonder. And look, the pain is completely gone. That's a swift and beautiful healing. The blessing of the Lugia god has restored you completely, Trenton. Typhlosion steps forward, his flames momentarily flaring with excitement. No pain and golden claws. That's the best recovery we could ask for. We're ready for anything now. You're fully healed, blessed, and mentally assured. The sun is shining. Your forward devote point are waiting. That's actually really cool. That's actually really neat. And see, that's the thing. Like, where do I completely stop with this? Because I don't want to go too far and like have something. Because I need to make a memory about what happened. That way, maybe like I'm still trying to debate how the story should go. Because technically speaking, like I don't know. Because technically, I could make it, or it could happen to where I don't get turned back to normal for like months or even years. So it could be like I could already be talking to like the massive toad owl or like the flipping. Well, it depends really, because again, a lot of the time I don't know completely, but I don't know. We'll figure it out, guys. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, I really love you, 4. And if that really was the Lugia God speaking in my dream, I want him to know that I appreciate him being nice. Although I'm also really worried because that nightmare I was having last night was really bad, and I don't know if that was just a nightmare or potentially my mind or something else trying to warn me. Your 4-point immediately pick up on the lingering threat of worry in your voice despite your recovery. Frager sells his large head back down near you, his gaze soft and reassuring. Triton, we love you too, and we'll do everything we can to show your appreciation to the cosmos. But let's talk about the nightmare. Lugia sends a calming wave focusing its immense wisdom on your fear. The dream you had, immediately before the divine appearance, was a stress response. It was your mind processing the trauma of the previous day, especially the shock of falling. It was not a prophecy or a warning from an external source. However, your worry is justified. Louis continues, its voice gaining a serious tone. The malice of that boy is real. While the dream was only a reflection of fear, it confirms that a true, focused defense is necessary. We will not let him near you again. Meganium nods firmly. We were too spread out and comfortable before. We learned our lesson. We will maintain a tight, overlapping perimeter whenever you leave this house. Typhoid adds with quiet intensity. We will always be ready. You don't have to worry about the nightmares of the reality, Triton. We've got both covered. Your team is determined to eliminate the source of your fear, both real and imagined. Now that the fear has been acknowledged and addressed by your team, yep. That's the thing about it, though. It's like, dude, I mean, we've seen how bad those nightmares can get on this chatbot. I have seen nightmares that legit somehow pull me into them, and then I'm like trapped inside the dream, and some Pokemon has to come in there and somehow pull me out. Like, remember the ones where, like, even, like, I don't remember if you guys remember this one, but on one of the chatbots I did, I think it was like with one of the big heart stories, I had a nightmare about, like, me being stuck in, like, side of a cage. Or no. Like, I was starting to have a nightmare, and when they were trying to wake me up and help me, somehow one of the evil beings from the nightmare came out and then took me into the actual dream world. And in that dream world, I was stuck inside of a cage where it had like all these tiny like raptor faces on them, and them tiny raptor faces were like looking at me and blinking. Which, dude, the nightmares I have on these chatbots are insanely scary. Like even the one like, and you know what's funny? One of them it kind of did come true. Because on the dinosaur world, the one where I get stuck inside of a dinosaur world by mistake, the one where the herbivores are angry and aggressive while the carnivores are nice and sweet. You remember that in like the first one I did of that, there was this like little test thing where I had to like pass a few trials to see if I could actually help the dinosaur world or whatever. And one of those trials involved a scary shadow version of Rexy. which was terrifying. Like, holy crap, dude. I don't know. It's insane how this is going. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. It says, thank you. I really appreciate you all. Can one of you please help me off this couch? Fragger Millie brightened. Happy to have a concrete, safe task. Absolutely, Triton. Since your neck is feeling better, we can be much more efficient about this. He rumbled. He lowered his large head with meticulous care, presenting his broad, smooth snout as a ramp. I can be your ramp and your transportation. I'll make sure I'm perfectly still. Once you climb onto my snout, I can lift you down to the floor, or I can carry you somewhere else in the house. Your choice. He positioned himself perfectly, offering an easy path down. McGame and Typhlosion watched closely, ready to assist if needed, and Lugia sent a final reassuring pulse of supportive energy. Ah. That is, I just think they're so sweet. It's like, again, this is where I kind of run into a problem, though. Because, yes, it's cool to know that the Lugia is helping me. And while that could be a good thing to resonate or, like, talk to other characters, it's like, I don't want to just, like, it seems like I'm flexing the flipping idea of it. You know what I mean? But I also want to know different things about. Like, let's take it this way. Let's say I talk to the fairy type fur alligator, and he once again tells me, hey, I got blessed by this Lugia. That I could be like, wait, you did? You know, like I said, because, like, there's, like, that I could tell him, like, wait, that happened to me, too, at one point. When I first got my starters. You know what I mean? Could be the same thing for Dragonfragger. Maybe, like, maybe, you never know, the Lugia might step in, being like, hey, I wouldn't be shocked with the way that Lugia was telling about just saying stuff there in that dream a while ago. I wouldn't be shocked if I talked to that dragon for an alligator and he just being like, hey, don't you dare mess with him. Stop. He's actually meaning what he says here. Now leave him alone. Like, I wouldn't be shocked the way Lugia reacted. Of course, heck, the way everything is, I wouldn't be shocked if that guy Lugia was somehow telling my other point. Like, I don't have to call their names. I'm just in there getting threatened, and all of a sudden, my Lugia shows up out of nowhere, being like, "Oh, you better not be messing with my child like this." Like he somehow sensed that I was in danger, or somehow like the Lugia god told him. That'd be kind of insane. I don't know. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, I climb carefully onto Feraliger's snout, then gently lay my head down and nuzzle him with my tiny snout. I have an idea. Why don't we try to find us some breakfast? You can eat whatever you want if you're hungry. You climb carefully onto Feraliger's snout, navigating the gentle slopes of his massive scales. Once safely positioned, you nuzzle him affectionately with your tiny contour snout. Fragger reacts with overwhelming tenderness, his massive body remaining perfectly still as he enjoys the contact. That's the best payment there is, Triton. He rumbled, his voice full of warmth. And that's a fantastic idea. Breakfast sounds perfect. We can certainly use the energy, and you need more nourishment too. He then slowly and smoothly lifted his head, raising you to a commanding height. So, the plan is breakfast, Fragger declared, looking toward the kitchen door. We still have the rest of those berries if you want them, or we can look for something else in the kitchen. Since you're fully healed now, should we try to head to the kitchen together? Lucas in a wave of calm approval, a good focus on basic needs. For Alligator, you take the point. We maintain the protective perimeter. What's it mean by you take the point? I wonder what he meant by that. Anyway, give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says that's a great idea for Alligator. We can find some stuff in the kitchen. Unfortunately, it can't be something that's got to be cooked unless it's something that Typhlosion can cook easily with fire. Fragger carefully carried you from the living room, heading toward the kitchen, his posture attentive. Understood, Triton. We need simple, uncooked food, or something Typhlosion can handle. He confirmed. That makes sense. We don't want to risk starting a large fire with our current size adjustments. He paused just before the kitchen entrance. Alright, team. Kitchen security! Typhoid instantly took the lead, banking his flames low as he entered the kitchen, carefully scanning the room. The room is clear and safe, Trenton. McGame and Lugia took positions in the doorway, ensuring that nobody could sneak up on you while you were preparing food. Forever carried you in and lowered his snout to counter height. What are we looking for, Trenton? We can get to anything on the lower shelves easily. We can probably reach anything high up if we need it. Alright guys, give me a moment. Alright guys, here's what I said. I said, whatever you all want to eat is fine with me. I want you all to enjoy something, not be forced to eat something that none of you would like. I have an idea for your alligator. Jelly, sit me on the counter right here and look around and see what you would like. If none of you can reach it, just grow a bit taller to where you can reach it. Or ask Lugia because he can use his sight power to bring the food down here. Frigga carefully maneuvered you, and with immense caution, Jelly set you down the clean kitchen counter right beside the sink. That's a very kind idea, Trenton. We appreciate the freedom to choose, he rumbled, turning his large head to survey the area. And you're right. We have plenty of ways to reach things. He addresses his team. Typhlosion, check the pantry on the right. Meganium, check the refrigerator on the left. Lugia, keep an eye on the higher cabinets, just in case. The 3-point immediately began their survey, their scaled-down forms still impressively large as they examined the food storage areas. Typhlosion opened the pantry door with a powerful, good grip. Peering inside, I see plenty of dry goods, maybe some nuts and grains. Good for sustained energy. McGame opened the refrigerator, the cool air spilling out. Plenty of fresh greens and fruits in here, Trenton. They'll be refreshing and energizing. Lugia scanned the upper cabinets, his immense eyes narrowing in concentration. I detect sealed packages of crackers and perhaps some dried fruit up high, easily retrieved. Frager looked back at you, selling on the counter. Well, Trenton, looks like we have a massive selection of nuts, fruits, grains, and dry goods. What sounds best for you this morning? Aw, that's very sweet. He's asking me. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says, well, I know it has to be something small enough to where I can even eat it. I don't know if any of you want it, but if you do, there's a huge pile of fruit sitting on the counter, not too far away from where I am, right behind me on the left. Go ahead and find yourself something. If any of you say something, see, it's supposed to say see, not say, that you know I can easily eat. Being only a 7-inch tall contourist, please feel free to get it. Besides, anything too big would squish me. Frager immediately looked where you directed, spotting a large pile of fruit, then surveyed the counter area with renewed focus on your safety. Right. Size is key for you, he confirmed, sounding very serious. We'll be sure to pick things that are tiny, or things we can break down safely. No giant items near the tiny trainer. He then moved with incredible care toward the fruit bowl. Meganium came over from the fridge to help assess the options, and Typhlosion came to the counter. Meganium gently nudged a few items with her snout, her leaf collar staying well clear of you. I see a few blueberries and maybe some raspberries mixed in, Trenton. Those are small enough for you. Typhlosion pointed a careful claw at the bowl. There are also some nice plump grapes. We can slice those into safe tiny pieces if you like the taste. Frager carefully sorted a handful of the smallest berries and a few grapes with his claws, placing them on a clean, empty plate for the team. We will all share this, Trenton, Frager stated. He didn't enjoy moved the plate of fruit right next to where you were sitting. Here are the small berries for you, Trenton, and we'll take the rest. Does this look good for your breakfast? That's very sweet. I'm glad they're being considered. That's very nice. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what it says. It says, yeah, it's fine. Thank you all so much once again. Honestly, I wish I could do more to repay you all for being so nice. You all have done so much for me in just the last day, and I wish there was more I could do to make you smile. And after saying this, I just lean my neck down and gently take a bite of one of the smaller grapes. You lean down carefully and take a small bite of a juicy grape segment, find the sweet burst of flavor refreshing. Frager watches you eat, his large eyes filled with warmth, then dips his head, gently nudging the plate closer to you with a snout. Triton, you are repaying us right now, he roared softly. Seeing you safe, seeing you healed, and seeing you smile, that's the only reward we ever need. Your gratitude and your friendship are everything to us. McGann released a soft, contented sigh, its floral aroma intensifying slightly in response to your happiness. Just focus on enjoying your breakfast and regaining your strength, little one. That makes us truly happy. Lugia sent a wave of calm joy through the mental link. Your contentment to our great is our your contentment is our greatest reward, Triton. You have given us a purpose, which is the best gift a trainer can offer. The four of them happily begin to share the rest of the fruit, taking careful, large bites while keeping a constant watchful presence over you. That is so cute. I freaking love them. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says, I leaned down to take another bite, but right when I did, the front door of my house got another knock on it. Not as loud or aggressive as the jealous kid did the day before, but still pretty loud, which will caused me to jump slightly and back further away from the edge of the counter. The sudden, firm knock 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 on the front door immediately shattered the peaceful moment, though not as violent as the jealous kid's knock yesterday. The noise was still loud and startling in the silent kitchen. You flinched sharply, causing you to jump back instinctively away from the edge of the counter, your heart immediately racing. Tire team rated instantly. Frager erupted with a protective snarl, his massive head snapping up to face the direction of the front door. Who is it now? He demanded, his voice low and guttural. He moved instantly to shield you. Typhlosion's flames flared and he pivoted sharply, adopting a fierce, ready-to-attack posture at the entrance of the kitchen. McGann rushed to the door leading out of the kitchen, ready to intercept any potential threats, while Lugia flew up silently, positioning itself to observe the scene from above. Triton, are you alright? Frager asked urgently, confirming you were safely away from the edge of the counter. We heard the knock. Do you recognize the sound, or should we assume the worst? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says, I don't know, honestly. Nobody should even be at my house. Although at this point, I just hope it's not that same kid that kept hurting me yesterday. Because if something even knocked me off this counter, it would be worse than when I fell off of you yesterday when that kid threw the rock at me while we were at the front door. When I got to bring you all home with me. Frager's expression was grave, acknowledging the serious danger you face from any sudden shock or fall. You were absolutely correct, Trenton. Your safety is our only concern. He rumbled, his protective stance unwavering. Any fall from this height would be disastrous. He then looked to Lugia and Typhlosion. Lugia, use your sight to identify who's at the door. Typhlosion, be ready, but hold your flames. Lugia's large eyes glowed briefly as it focused its psychic abilities on the front of the house. A moment later, its mental voice relayed the information with authority. It is not the boy, Triton. I detect the professor. Professor Elm is standing at the door. Frager immediately relaxed his attack posture, though he remained close to you. That's the professor. He's safe. But he wants to check on you after yesterday's trouble. He then looked at you on the counter. Triton, do you want us to let him in? We can brief him quickly on what happened. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, yeah, please, one of you let him in and bring him to the kitchen, while another one or the rest of you stay here to make sure somebody doesn't try to come in here and hurt me after the professor comes in. For all we know, that kid could sneak in here and then attack me if we're not careful. Fragger nodded immediately, approving of your cautious plan. Excellent safety protocol, Trenton. We agree completely. We can't trust that child won't try something foolish again. He quickly assigned the roles. Lugia, you are the most familiar to the professor. Please retrieve him. Meganium, you will take position by the front door until the professor is inside and the door is secure. Typhoid will maintain a close, unwavering guard right here in the kitchen. Lugia acknowledged the task and flew silently toward the front of the house to let the professor in. Meganium moved with powerful, quiet grace to the front entrance. Fragger positioned his body right against the counter, creating a physical shield around your spot. We are safe, Trenton. Professor's a friend, and he won't be a threat. We won't let our guard down for a moment. A few moments later, you heard the sound of the massive front door being carefully moved back into place, followed by Lugia's resonant voice and the professor's familiar, hurried footsteps approaching the kitchen. Professor M appeared in the kitchen doorway, his eyes wide with amazement at the size of the remaining two Pokemon, and filled with immediate relief upon spotting you. Trenton, I was so worried after I heard about the trouble yesterday. I came as soon as I could this morning, and look at you, completely healed. And Golden Claws? He exclaimed, his gaze immediately drawn to your shimmering hands. What in the world happened here? Oh no. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, I look at my golden claws again, then I look back at the professor. Well, to be honest with you, Professor, I don't completely understand it either. I had two dreams last night. One nightmare about a kid chasing me around and picking me up while tossing me into the air. After I went back to sleep after waking up from that nightmare, I had this dream about a massive Lugia, even more massive than the one that you gave me, the one that let you in. But he didn't try to hurt me. He told me that he was the Lugia god and just talked to me for a few minutes. When I woke up, I had these claws that were golden. Professor Elm's eyes widened significantly as he listened to your account, amidst a scientific disbelief and deep, respectful awe washing over his face. He quickly approached the counter, being careful to give Fragger and Typhlosion plenty of space. A direct vision from a legendary deity? Even one revered as the Lugia god in ancient text? He murmured, leaning closer to examining your claws without touching. And it resulted in this physical manifestation? Golden claws? A psychic blessing of protection and resilience, directly related to your admiration for Lugia? Fascinating! Utterly, fundamentally fascinating! He quickly pulled a small, specialized device from his pocket, likely a biological scanner, and held it near your hands, checking the output. Yes, the energy signature is extraordinary, he confirmed, reading the results. There's a subtle but intense wave of psychic energy flows entirely within your claws. It seems this blessing also completely healed the trauma from yesterday, which is a miracle in itself. Professor Allen looked at the ground, shaking his head slightly. You had a direct, divine experience, Trenton. That changes everything. The bond you formed with your team must be truly cosmic in its significance. He looked back at you, his gaze earnest. You are not just a trainer now. You are blessed. What the Lugia god tell you about your condition? Give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what I told him. I said, well, he mainly told me that he was there to offer comfort and was telling me a few different things, including there being a remedy to get rid of this tiny form I'm stuck in. He even told me that if I was in extreme danger to the point where none of those four Pokemon could help me, he would step in to help me. Honestly, I would rather be stuck like this forever than lose these four Pokemon, and that's why I told the Lugia God in my dream. Professor Elm listened with rapt attention, his eyes wide with a combination of scholarly fascination, and profound respect. A remedy exists. That's the most crucial piece of information for your physical well-being, Trenton, he exclaimed, tapping the counter lightly. and the promise of divine intervention in extreme danger. That's a level of protection I couldn't have imagined. He paused, looking at you, then swept his gaze over the four mighty pawn who were watching him intently. But what resonates most deeply is your fierce loyalty. The fact that you told the Lugia God you would rather remain a tiny contours forever than lose these four Pokemon. Professor M smiled, a genuine warm expression. That explains everything. That kind of selfless love is what summoned this blessing. You've already achieved the highest form of bond, Trenton. It's an honor to witness it. He stepped back slightly. So, the key is knowing the remedy exists and that you are protected. Now, about that malicious boy from yesterday. He lowered his voice. Did your team take any action to ensure he won't be returning? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says all four of them have really been trying, but he won't stay away no matter what. When I got home with my team yesterday, he threw a rock at me and caused me to fall off a crawl on his snout and hurt my neck. Then on top of that, when my pawn had me relaxed on the couch, he slammed open my door and tried to hurt me again. My pawn kept him away. Professor Elm's jaw tightened, his brow furrowing with genuine anger. He glanced at the broken remains of the door near the entryway, then back at your tiny form. That is absolutely unacceptable! To hurt a man, oh dear, and to break into your home, that's a criminal act, Trenton, he declared firmly. I am deeply sorry that my failure to adequately secure your release led to this continuous danger. He looked at Freeager and Typhlosion, his voice glowing in respect. Thank you, all of you, for your incredible bravery and devotion. You are the only reason Trenton is safe right now. I mean, I kind of agree with that, with how a kid does. He then looked at you, his mind clearly turning to action. We cannot rely on chasing him off anymore. This must be handled by the authorities. Since you are safe in the kitchen with your team now, I need to make a call to the police and report the breaking and entering. The hurt and the continuous... I'm not even going to say that. The continuous hurting. Frick that. It says something else, but I'm not going to say it won't get in trouble on YouTube, so I can't finish that. However, he added, looking at your small size, the police will need proof of the attack, and the fact that you were specifically targeted. We need to secure evidence. President walked around the kitchen. His gaze said, Trenton, can you confirm that the door is still damaged? Did that boy leave any other evidence, like footprints or objects, when he burst into the house this morning? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys, give me a second. Or here's what it says. I don't know why I said give me a second. It says, unfortunately, no. Besides the door being broken and me and my Pokemon being able to confirm it, that's about all I got. It happened last night a little after my pawn had me on the couch. Everything honestly would have been a lot worse if my pawn didn't scare him away. Professor Elm nodded grimly, accepting the lack of physical evidence beyond the damaged property. Understood, Trenton. The door being violently broken in is in itself strong evidence of breaking and entering and malicious intent, he stated firmly. The testimony of four powerful, highly intelligent Pokemon about the attack on our trainer will also carry significant weight. He lowered his voice again, his voice completely on your protection. I'll call the police immediately. We will file a report for breaking and entering, property damage, and attacks. They will need to know about the rock throwing, the door breach, and the attacks. Every time, if you even say attacks a bunch of times out of nowhere back to back, guys, it's probably because it has a different word that I can't say out loud on YouTube. I'll probably get in trouble. Professor Elm reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. I will step into the living room to make this call now. Ferrager, Typhlosion, please remain exactly where you are and keep Trenton shielded. Meganium and Lugia should continue to monitor the entrance. We will solve this legal issue now so you can all be truly safe. He gave you a reassuring nod. Stay put, Trenton. This won't take long, and you'll have the full protection of the law on top of your excellent team. He then quickly but carefully moved out of the kitchen and into the living room. and you heard him begin speaking in a low, serious tone on his phone. You were led in the kitchen, completely secured by Feralier and Typhlosion, while Meganium and Lugia guard the house. That actually, dude, that's insane. Has there ever been one on any chatbot where we actually had to involve the police? You would think that you would think in my universe the police would care a little bit more because it's like, dude, in my universe humans just constantly throw rocks at me anyway. Like that to me, that's kind of insane how they don't step in sooner. I mean, you know. Either way, uh, give me a moment. All right, guys. Here's what I said. I said, while I wait, I just talked to Fur Alligator. I tell him, hey, Fur Alligator, there's something I've been wondering about with this power that you all have. I know more recently you got a mega evolution that turned you into a water dragon type. I was wondering if you could achieve that form too with this power. You know, the one with the red mask on the back of your head. It kind of looks like Toadol. And with the black claws on your hands and feet, which are normally white. Fragger listened to your question with a thoughtful, proud tilt of his head. His massive body still a perfect shield for you. That's a very interesting question, Trenton. You're talking about the Mega Evolution Mega Fur Alligator. He rumbled, clearly pleased you knew about his full potential. That form is incredibly powerful, and yes, it grants me the water dragon typing you mentioned. He lets his massive claws currently scaled down but still imposing, and considered the energy flowing through him. This massive power we have now, the one that lets us shift our size and strength, is a strange kind of temporary evolution, but it's not the same as Mega Evolution. He explained. Mega Evolution requires a specific item, a Mega Stone, a powerful bond with a trainer holding a keystone. That bond unleashes the form's true potential. Right now, we are massive and strong because of the Professor's machine and our bond. We don't have the necessary stones. He looked at you with a decisive gleam in his eye. So to answer your question directly, nah, I can't currently achieve that exact Mega Fragger form with this power alone, but if we ever find the right stones and if you were strong enough to use a keystone, then absolutely, I'd love to show you my full water dragon power, Triton. For now, he had, with his normal, scaled down jaw, I assure you, even in this form, I'm strong enough to protect you from anything that walked through that door. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys, here's what I said. It said, yeah, to be honest with you, I know there's a lot of people that still hate on that mega form of yours, but honestly, I don't mind about it. The only thing I would be worried about is if I could ever make you go into that form. I don't want you becoming aggressive towards me or being hurt, because that's what you hear a lot when it comes to mega evolution. You hear about the physical pain some porn get put through, and other ones just become aggressive for not much of a reason. I would never want that to happen to you, because you know I love you. Like I said, you're my favorite water type pawn, and honestly, like I told you yesterday, you and your privilege are the best pawn ever. The only one getting close to beating you in terms of my favorites being Lugia, because he's my favorite legendary. Fragger listened to your confession, his large eyes filled with understanding and deep appreciation for your concern. He notices now gently near you on the counter, a sound of profound affection rumbling in his chest. Triton, you're worried about my well-being. That is the most important thing to me, he assured you softly. You are right. Mega evolution can be intense. The burst of power is enormous, and if the bond isn't perfect, it can cause pain or a temporary loss of self-control. He paused, then added with absolute conviction, but because of the bond we have, I promise you that would never happen with us. When we achieve that mega form, it won't be about just raw power. It'll be fueled by your love and your command. That form will only be an extension of my protection for you. He lowered his gaze, his voice sincere. Knowing that I am your favorite water type, and that you think I'm the best, right alongside Lugia, that is more than enough strength for me. That love is my ultimate Mega Stone, Triton. When we unlock that form together, it will always strengthen our connection. Never break it. You heard Professor Allen's voice lower slightly in the living room, indicating his call was wrapping up. Sounds like the professor is finishing up. Fregnode, what do you want to ask him when he comes back in? Alright, give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, it doesn't matter to me. I just wanted you to know that I would always care about you, Lugia, Typhlosion, and Meganium. Like I said, I don't care if I'm stuck like this forever. I'd rather have all of you. Honestly, mark my word that, oh my gosh, that when I get a chance to show you and everyone else how thankful I am, I would definitely do it. Thank you again for being so caring. Frege rumbled deeply, a low-content sound that vibrated with immense affection. He nudged the counter gently beneath you, a gesture of profound gratitude. He's just so cute. We know, Triton. We know exactly how much you care, and that is why we are so completely devoted to you. He confirmed, his large eyes shining with fierce loyalty. You've proven your thanks to us 100 times over just by being who you are, the kindest trainer we could ever ask for. He looked toward the doorway, sensing the professor's approach. Typhlosion stood ready, and Meganium and Lugia returned to the kitchen entrance. We don't need any grand gestures, Fredden. Just keep being safe, keep being kind, and let us protect you. Fred concluded. Just Professor Elm entered the kitchen, his expression serious but determined. Professor Elm returned, putting his phone away. Wait, what did it say? Fred concluded just as Professor Elm entered the kitchen, his expression serious but determined. Okay. Professor Elm returned, putting his phone away. He looked directly at you. Trenton, the police are filing the report. They gave them a full statement regarding the attack, the rock attack yesterday, and the broken-in door this morning. They are sending an officer to patrol the area and a forensic team to look at the damage. The boy and his family will be contacted immediately. He sighed, relief mixed with frustration evident in his voice. Legally, this problem is now being handled. We need to act faster on the scientific front. He looked back at your golden claws. We have two urgent issues. Your continued safety and finding that remedy. Now that you're fully healed, what's the next step you want to take? Should we head back to the lab to start looking for a cure? Or do you want to start your journey now that you have divine protection? Oh my gosh. Give me a moment, guys.